Good afternoon. I think I might have waited a little bit too long. It's about to start getting dark. Dark at 4:46, and that is... I'm sorry, I'm just going to be honest. That's depressing. That's depressing. That's a freaking... Anyway. I'm somebody that needs the sun. By the way, the topic of this is white supremacy. But before I get there, I'm somebody who needs the sun. I'm somebody that does suffer to some degree from seasonal affective disorder. So when the sun starts going down at this hour, I don't like it. But I'm going to make an effort this year to spend more time in the sun, probably get a sun lamp. Anyway, that's off topic. I wanted to talk briefly about white supremacy and just what is it and what isn't it, and why it impacts so many people. And in many terms, you could even say that most of us are white supremacists. What? Yeah, me. Yeah, that me too. I was. I admit it. I was a white supremacist. You probably were too. So what do I mean by that? Oh, that's offensive. Oh, that's offensive. Okay, yeah, white people, black people, red people, yellow people, brown people, whatever. We're all, if we grew up in America, touched by white supremacy. What do I mean by that? There's two components. Well, there's at least two components to it. There's the belief or the statement or the promotion that white people are, one, better than everybody, some more supreme, that their accomplishments are above all others. Some people, even at points, believed that white people were direct descendants of the gods. And so that's on one side. And then the flip side of that coin is the statement that no black person has ever accomplished anything, that before Africans were brought over to America enslaved, that there was no history, there was no there was no history, there was no culture, there was nothing but, savages. That's what they would call us. Now, I want you to be honest. I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to be honest with me, and I want you to leave a comment below. When you were growing up as a kid, did you think that Africa was just a whole bunch of, jungle and people with bones in their noses and savages and, just no culture, what's the term if you're not a Christian? Heathens. Like, be honest with me. Did you or do you even now still believe that? Do you believe that, the Egyptians were white? Do you believe that the Greeks were the creators of everything that people say they created? Or do you understand that the Greeks were simply the students of the Egyptians? You see, we can break down white supremacy right then and there. One, you think the Egyptians were white? That's white supremacy. Because it's simply a fact that is easily proven to be false. I should say it's not a fact, and it's easily proven that it's not, that it's a lie. And then, if you want to, they sort of skirt that, and then they talk about how great Greece is. But when you go and actually read what the Greeks said, they say, we're the students of those black people over there in Egypt. We're getting inducted into their secret societies. The Spanish were, let's just call it what it is. They were civilized by the Moors. The Moors were dark-skinned Africans from West and North Africa. So there's two sides to the white supremacy. So if you believe that you or black people are lesser, and it's usually, and it doesn't even have to be an outward thing. It's not like people are going to stand up, and say, I believe white people are supreme. But if you grew up with a white Jesus on your wall, that if you if you believe that Jesus was white, now if you're white, I'll hand you that. Everyone should have a God that looks like them. I ain't got no problem with that. You know, Indians have a God that looks like them. The Chinese have a God that looks like them. Africans have gods that look like them. The Egyptians had gods that look like them. Europeans, you want to have gods that look like you, that's fine. That's great. I ain't got no problem. I don't have any problem with that. But now, if a black person takes a God, Jesus, other than themselves, that's white supremacy, because the Bible specifically, if you're going to believe the Bible, Dave, can you even find the verse, if you don't mind? The verse that describes Jesus says his skin was like burnt, was it brass or bronze? Brass. His skin was like burnt brass. Now I want you to go Google right now, burnt brass.
His hair was like white.
His hair was like white like wool. So, well, okay, well, it was white like the color wool, or was it white and like wool?
Let's look that up.
So,
White like wool.
Now, for that, we're probably going to have to go to the original language, because there's a whole lot of deception in the English.
Let's see.
So, I'll do a follow-up.
Maybe it just said wool.
No, it said white like wool.
Okay.
But hair like lamb's wool. Take a look at it. Take a look. I don't remember. But definitely, if you just put Jesus, or you just put burnt.
That's how they describe God.
What is it?
God description.
It's in the book of Revelation. Let's not take somebody's interpretation and try to read it directly from the Bible. So white supremacy is growing up in America and watching TV,
Right.
and constantly seeing black people as criminals, clowns, over-sexualized, dumb, ignorant. Now, yeah, once in a while did we have other portrayals? Yes, but did we also have that? Come on, tell me honestly, were you affected by that? Did you ever feel it even ever slightly in your heart? I gotta be honest, I did.
Yeah, people, they make you feel like you don't want to do business with black people because you're not going to get a good product or something like that. Tell them about the reason why you didn't like Mexicans.
Oh, this is...
It's
man, this is something that I'm ashamed of. And this is something that I didn't realize why I did it until within the past year. I didn't even know where it came from. There was something in me that I didn't even know was there. So when I was in elementary school, there was this guy named John. And John and I we didn't get along. I didn't like him. And I'm going to be honest. I think he might have been the only Spanish kid in our class, Latino kid at the time. We called him, he spoke Spanish. And he had an accent, So me, as a black guy, growing up in America, out of my mouth would come, or at least in my mind, well, why don't you speak English? Why are you here? Go back to your own country. And maybe not as formed as that as an elementary school child, but there was just some disdain there that I couldn't even pinpoint. I just know that in my entire life, John's the only fight I ever got into voluntarily.
That's about it. You picked a fight with him.
I don't know if I might have picked a fight with him, but whatever had happened, we were wrestling on the playground floor, on the playground grass, and it's shameful. It's shameful. But within the past year, I was watching TV, and I saw this guy, what I guess you would describe as like a Mexican cowboy. And the portrayal was dirty. He was a criminal. He had this, how sometimes in the movies they make the good guy shining white and clean and fresh and pure, and every time they show the good guy, the sun is shining, and then when they show the bad guy, he's in dark, dirty, grungy clothes, probably literally dirt on his face, a dirty, broken, messed up hat. The good guy's got a beautiful, perfect white hat on. The dirty Mexican has a sombrero on or just like, and I saw this guy on TV, and it triggered. It, like you talk about people being triggered, it triggered a feeling. And I said, oh my God, that's where it came from. Growing up watching cowboy and Indian movies, where, okay, fine, we can recognize that the cowboys are the good guys, Indians are the bad guys, that's racist. That's easy. But the Mexicans were like this, they were like, they weren't main characters in the part.
Right.
They were just there, present.
They made you feel like there's someone you should be afraid of.
Right.
Like they're dishonest, they're criminals, like you already said.
Right. This was the portrayal. And now, can I tell you the name of a movie that I saw as a, 7-year-old, 8-year-old? No. I can't tell you the name of the movie. And just, I'm an empath, and in terms, and my personality type is ENFP. What that means is I'm a feeler first, so Patricia and I actually did some research on this recently. She's an INFP, I'm an ENFP. So we're very similar in everything except introvert and extrovert. But an introvert, NFP, leads with their intuition. But she has feelings. I lead with my feelings, but I also have intuition. So when I tell you that that triggered a feeling from my childhood, that's a fact, because that feeling existed and it triggered that feeling in me, and I immediately stopped it and said, oh my God, that's